I'm Paul Laro, and we started attending St. Andrew about 3 years ago. We became members a little bit after that. Um, we were looking for a new church, somewhere that we felt like we could belong and get to know people, and we felt welcomed, I think, right off the bat. So
I'm Rachel, and yeah, just to reiterate what Paul said, like we felt really welcome. I think that was the thing that stood out about St. Andrew in some of our kind of church shopping that led us here, and it started with like coming in the front doors during the church service, being welcomed with signs and smiles and friendly welcomes, and that happens every Sunday. And that's also reiterated, I think, from the pastors and the worship services as well. And I think you can tell the difference when it's something that's said as a pleasantry versus when it's really meant. And I think we both really got the impression that when the pastors and everyone says all people are welcome, like they really mean it. So one of the recent volunteering opportunities we took part in was at Messiah Lutheran Church to help with the Christmas baskets. We'd also done that in the past with the Easter baskets. And, you know, I think faith is important, and I think we've taken a lot away from some experiences we've had here, but also wanted to contribute back to the community. And so that was an easy way, like it was just an easy connection that we could do in the city that connected with St. Andrew. And so actually it was an interesting experience. So I think they had the baskets. We were planning on volunteering the week before Christmas to put together the baskets. And actually, Paul came earlier that week and had kind of an interesting experience that we didn't necessarily plan.
I have a little more time than Rachel, and so I was there earlier in the week, and I just went in to volunteer and kind of looked around and felt like there might not be enough things to finish the baskets, and so I sat down with Mary, who is one of the board members and attends Messiah Lutheran there, and I just started helping out in whatever way I could. We figured out how much more food we needed to pick up, and I helped pick up food the rest of the week, and I ended up going every day.
We went after work a couple nights that week and picked up things and filled up the truck, and then he would deliver them during the week.
Yep. Yeah, and it was just I don't know, something we both have been kind of looking for, like not just like a volunteer experience, but like connecting in the community, and we really found that in helping there.
One of the things I took away too when I went, I think it was the Saturday before, or was it the Friday before, the baskets were to be handed out, and I got the orientation for the first time with Mary, and one of the things that stood out to me is she was sharing some of the challenges they had with some of their funding, with certain things being taken away, and just some of the challenges they were facing. And what struck me really was like her faith to say, we've been in this position before, we'll get through it. And she just carried on, and I was just awestruck really at the faith she had, that like we just kept moving forward without really getting stuck and worrying about that. And that really stood out to me and inspired me about that experience, in addition to like the activities that we were doing to help the folks who were going to be receiving the baskets. As an offshoot of what we did with the Christmas basket activity that we signed up formally with St. Andrew, we ended up doing some other activity in January, actually delivering groceries to homes as well. And it was just something that kind of came up organically that we really didn't plan for, but just because of the connection we had made with the folks at Messiah, we ended up doing that a couple of consecutive weeks. And it was really cool to me, like it was nice to be able to help, but I think what meant a lot to me was forming a connection with the people that we delivered to. And actually, one of the things I wanted to do in addition to delivering groceries, since we did that for a couple consecutive weeks, was also to make something more personal. So I ended up actually baking some things that we took to them, and without saying anything or telling them in advance. And when we handed those off, they had also made some for us. And so like we hadn't even discussed that at all. And so like it was really cool, I think, to form that connection. It wasn't just us going and helping someone, it was really a connection where we both, I think, mutually benefited from that. And it was so organic, and it meant a lot, I think, to both of us to be able to create that moment of love in that situation that was really difficult for obviously them, but it's, for our whole community, it's been difficult. So it meant a lot.
I think for me, seeing that the need is there, it's always there. Sometimes we think about these things at Christmas and Easter. It's an easy thing to do and feel good about, but I think what we've discovered in helping out so much in the last few months is that the need doesn't go away, and especially when you go into the city and people they're not as well off as they are, where we live out here in the suburbs, and it's just important to keep helping and showing up. There's so much to do, and sometimes for a long time it felt hard to find that connection, but it's there if you look for it, and it just feels good to help the community and be there. And I mean, like Rachel said, there are neighbors too. They may not live next door, but the city of Minneapolis, I don't know, we love living here. I'm not from here originally, but I love this place, and so it really feels good to be able to help our neighbors.
I think to reiterate that, I think in our culture right now, it's very easy to be opinionated about things. It's very easy to get caught up in opinions, especially on social media and that kind of thing. And I think for me, I found it's been easy, I think, in my past to think that what's important to faith is like what you think and what you believe and the things that you feel. And I think I've kind of, over the past years, and especially with some of these more recent experiences, come to realize that like you can say a lot with your hands and feet too. When you say it with your hands and feet, by the actions you take, you don't need to speak as much, at least.
I've done it on my own, and Rachel and I have done it together. Done deliveries together for the last, 2 months really at this point. At least once a week, if not 2 or 3. At times it has felt a little unsafe. Certainly there's factors everybody knows about that were going on. But overall, it felt right to help people, to get people basic needs that they were afraid to get themselves. And that's not going to go away even if present situation changes. There's always going to be a need. So.
And you've had the opportunity to partner with other folks too, so that you're not delivering by yourself. So that's been a nice way to do that as well, to find a partner and not be going out on your own. Yeah.
And I worked with Kristen too, and started doing kind of a similar thing with Augustana and CES, and it's not quite the same bringing boxes down from the city actually to Shakopee for a church that Cross of Peace Lutheran in Shakopee works with. And so it's just great to see all the opportunities come up and be available to help. Yeah.
Also with my work, they give us a benefit of doing volunteer time off, and they also do contribute financially. And so one of the things that I looked at doing was looking at the places that we volunteer with for church and seeing if they're supported by the company that I work for. And in one instance they are. So CES, which is associated with Augustana, is an organization that my work supports. And so actually tomorrow, Paul and I, and then a group of 4 other of my coworkers, are all going together to volunteer at the food shelf there. And so when we do that as a group activity through work, they also do make a financial contribution. So it's been fun trying to get creative and find ways to increase the impact of what we've been doing here, but also incorporate opportunities we get at work for volunteering as well.